Hi everyone. I think you're going to like today's sequence. We're going to do nothing. Well, that's not entirely true. We're going to do what's called legs up the wall. But sometimes it's just what your body needs. Doing some nothing to be mindful and to feel just a restorative power taking place in your body. Legs up the wall is great for circulation. It might ease your back pain. And it's your choice whether you want to get maybe a blanket or a thin pillow to use right at your low back as we turn and get into position. So just start by sitting sideways near a wall, and then you decide how close you want your hips to be to that wall. So I'm going to kind of shimmy in here. I like to be right up next to the wall. Extend your legs, and now simply do nothing. Except take deep, meaningful breaths. I want you to be mindful and have a goal of feeling restored when we're done with this short sequence on this Saturday in June. Try to take your arms up overhead. Let the elbows just bend gently. Fingertips are relaxed. Close your eyes right here and relax your face. Feel the inhale and the exhale as you realize that fresh air is a gift. The ankles should feel almost tingly. The arches of your feet, all of your toes, as you let yourself just be. Now, just pull that left leg down the wall an inch or so and place the right ankle on your left thigh and move into a figure 4. You can use your hand to push the right knee toward the wall. You're feeling an opening in the right hip. Maybe flex and point your right foot, getting the circulation flowing through the calf. And then go ahead and raise that left heel back up the wall and take your right leg up and come back into our starting position. Breathe deeply, belly breathing. Great for digestion, massaging the internal organs in the gut. And now lower your right foot an inch or so and bring the left ankle onto the right thigh. And immediately I feel somewhat of a burn, an intense stretch, an opening in the left hip. Use that left hand, if it's right for you today, to push the left knee toward the wall. Sense right here the hip opening, the stretch in the deep tissue, the the increase in mobility once we're done with the sequence in your hips. And take both legs back up the wall. Now for a moment, take your left hand and just gently rest it over your heart. Right hand rests gently at your stomach. Be very aware of your breathing. In the nose, out the mouth. Feeling your knees relax. Your thighs relax. And we're getting a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Bring the soles of your feet together and slide the heels towards your hips. Again, maybe use your hands to push the knees away from you. Big inner thigh stretch right here in butterfly. You may want to experiment with some ocean breathing right here, where you constrict at the back of your throat. Hear that breathing, like nature's waves. Again, doing a lot of nothing is going to be our way today to feel restored. Slide the legs back up the wall. Really reach the heels up toward the sky and feel the lengthening in the hamstrings. Now take your legs out into a straddle. Another good stretch for the inner thighs. Take your mind to the relaxation in your face. Relax your ears. Relax the bridge of your nose, your lips, your cheekbones, and even your eyebrows. No creases, no worry lines, not even a smudge of a frown in your forehead. Let everything relax. Bring your legs back again to legs up the wall. Make sure your low back is pressed into earth. A pelvic tilt will always help with that if you feel any space at the low back area. Now we're going to do a squat, but it's going to be a squat on the wall. So glide your flat feet down, knees are bent. Guess I'm at about a 90-degree angle right here. And then I want you to really push your feet into the wall, lifting those hips up off earth, feeling the just the work happening in the hamstrings and the glutes right here. Ooh, I'm feeling a burn. I'm also sensing the circulation from our inversion. And then lower the spine back to earth. Good. Lastly, from that squat on the wall, we're going to try bridge pose on the wall. So feet pretty much stay right where they were, but now we're going to raise up onto our shoulders. So kind of like an inverted table or a bridge pose, but we're using the wall today rather than the mat. Hold right here. Sense the circulation in all of these big muscles below our waistline. And gently lower, inch by inch. Legs come back up the wall, and enjoy my directive, my invitation, my instruction to just do nothing. Be mindful. Remember this pose each day. Just take a couple minutes for yourself. And if you don't have a wall, you can simply bring those legs up overhead in the yoga position called waterfall. But it's really fun to use that wall as a little bit of support and giggle to yourself thinking, I'm doing nothing and it's exactly what I need. In fact, holding legs up the wall for 5 minutes equals a 20-minute nap. All right, bring your hands to heart center. And we all say, Namaste.